And ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to say we have in our studios this morning again, Ms. Gail Warren. Good morning, Ms. Warren.
Good morning.
Yeah, you know, the people that say, what a woman informative, you know. She always on the show informing people. We can't even call in because all the information they're given is so precise and so detailed. So, Ms. Warren, good morning to the What's Happening show again.
Good morning.
That's what I talk about. Mr. Darvel, good morning. You know, you always here with me in the 2 hours. You here this morning for 2 hours again?
Well, hopefully.
Oh, you scared now? You scared now?
Scared of what?
Oh.
You know, whatever you have in the second hour, I'm sure it's going to be interesting. So,
Very.
And if it has anything to do with human rights and protection of our people and our land, definitely I will be on board. So good morning, Bahamas. Good morning, all of you here on the panel this morning.
Everything that we talk about is considered human rights. Everything.
Exactly. Even the land and the sea and the sand.
Absolutely, because I just learned the other day, even to the bottom of the ocean is our land.
Oh, yeah. That's the crown land.
Absolutely, that's what I'm talking about. And ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. Kirkland Bodie in the house this morning. Kirkland, see, you said the best for last year, you know that yet? You ain't know when you're going up the steps, you walk behind the lady, or coming down the steps, you walk in the front of her.
Well, I ain't let you run small, they tell me, anyway, you get to that place. Anyway. But anyway, I'm here. Thank you. How you doing, Bahamas? Good morning, Freeport. It's good to be back again, man. You know, second week, I had a great time last week. I wish I had stayed on for the second half. That sounded really, I was listening to that straight through, but I was really entertaining. You had me laughing in that car. When I say laughing, I mean that, you know, it was funny, but it really was informative and it was to the point. And I really enjoyed that.
Got to hold the foot to the fire, KB. Got to hold the foot to the fire.
Let me say this. Once you said on the Save the Bears thing, it's like there are people out there trying to throw misinformation at you. They're trying to gloss over everything, make it something about race or make it about this and but it's, it's about, once you talk about saving your land and saving your environment and saving this what we need, because we interact with this environment. And once you talk about that, that's what's important. I don't care about anything else. You don't have to convince me that trying to save this country is what's the most important.
Absolutely, and I agree with that. And now we saved the best for the last. I'm going to introduce herself, but before she do that, let me just say it's a young lady. I'm so happy every time we can bring a cross-sector of people on the show and who's very interested in making sure looking out for the country also and for the betterment. And we have, we got two old people to the table, we got some middle-aged people to the table, we got some average old people. And then we get the young people.
Age is only a number.
It's over closing.
I don't think I'm considered to be a young person. I'm 29.
Very young,
very young, yeah.
You know, you got 3 times 29 to the table, you know.
What I would have to know, when my mother was going to have when she was pregnant, I bought the pair of shoes that I have on, so 29 is not old.
Whoa.
You know her mother?
No, what do you say? No, oh God, it's about that.
So, good morning, Miss Nikki Severe.
Good morning.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Nikki Severe, and I am elated to be here. We talk about, saving our country, our land, and I have a Facebook forum that I do, which is all the different forums in terms of having to do with saving our country from the penal system, the judicial system. This definitely is something that I want to introduce to that forum, and so I'm happy to be here when Mr. Darvel invited me as a guest. Yeah, I was so excited because I'm from the Pinnis Point area, and we have a little issues going on down there. So, I am really happy to give her this discussion.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Well, just a little bit more on her. She came actually to my house, in my yard, to do an interview of me. And of course, she fell in love with all my fruit trees, especially the cadets.
Let me tell you.
Oh, man.
This gentleman doesn't just speak it, he lives it.
Absolutely.
Okay, he lives it.
Oh, she know about Canap?
Oh, she knows about Canap.
29 years.
Okay, no problem. Fuck, you want to say something? I know you have to say something.
Well, I'm happy to hear that she's from Pendants Point.
Yes.
And I would like to pose a question. Hope it's not a rhetorical question.
No, man, that's okay.
But there's an ad on TV where the police admonishes the community not to litter, like throwing a Kentucky box out the window or what have you. All right, here's the question. What's the difference between throwing a Kentucky box out the window as opposed to polluting the coastline with crude oil, or other carcinogens? And the police will charge us, natives, for the most part, $100 or so, take him before the court. But who is policing and who is arresting the pollutants of the industrial park? That's the question.
That's a
Boy,
good
boy,
question.
that's a loaded one. Loaded one.
Well,
Go ahead, Sabir. Yeah, go first. Go ahead, Katie.
Isn't that when the defense force take care of that?
And my good cousin in law in charge of the defense force, so we got to hold him accountable. And one of them is the role who's in charge of the Northern Ridge for the defense force. So we can hold him accountable, bring him on the show.
Yeah.
That's what we can
But
do.
I don't think we have a consolidated act that warns against that. A consolidated act. I mean, we have stipulations put into place when persons come over here and they do business. We have things put into place for that in the contracts. But to say that there's a consolidated act against that type of pollution, I don't think we have that in the books at all, actually.
Well, Mr. Vera, to be honest with you, I always stand against the status quo, and I ain't scared of none.
That's right.
The consolidated act is us.
That's right.
We have to hold them accountable.
That's right.
And if we continue to hold them accountable, then they'll do better because we can make them who's supposed to put the act together to put it together. Right, Ms. Moore?
But that's why Save the Bays has been agitating for an Environmental Protection Act with teeth that gives entities like the Best Commission some way to enforce punishment to entities that pollute, and we don't have that now.
Absolutely.
But do you think that the reason why we don't have it is because there's a fear there? A lot of persons are afraid if we put these stipulations into place, then we are going to push away the investors and the different persons that want to come here. Because a lot of people say that, the reason why they're here is because this is slack.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that? That's exactly the reason we don't have it and probably won't get it.
But you think they are investors if they're not going to come here if we tighten up our laws and making sure our country is well taken care of, then they're no investors. Or we could call them bad investors. Because the good investors will come.
They come and ring, I guess you come and wring your dry and they leave and pick up your stuff and go somewhere else.
Absolutely. That's what they're doing. Just like Bahama Rock and San Salvador, one of those now.
What did you call them?
They were what they call, they were what they call environmental terrorists.
Environmental terrorists, yeah. And actually, if you look at the whole history of the industrial park, traditionally they came in without any stipulation as to what was to be done to protect the environment, and especially the living environment, the people in Prentice Point, Louisiana, etc. And, it is reprehensible that at this stage in our own development, our own what you call freedom or so-called freedom of independence, we yet do not have the instruments to deal with that particular situation.
But listen, now, you don't have to be a rocket scientist. Listen, look at Bahama Cement site. When there was talk some years ago about bringing the LNG or a LNG facility here, the former Prime Minister, Mr. Ingram, he said in order for that to happen, the site must be cleaned up of PCBs. PCBs represent the most deadly form of cancer-causing agent. The site has not been cleaned up. Right down the street next to Farmer Camp, formerly Syntex, there's, you might as well say a park where they demolished the former structure for Uniroyal. So has there been any cleanup there?
Well, not has there not been any cleanup, but the fact is that there are some incredibly dangerous chemicals, lethal chemicals that were there, and it would have cost those companies millions of dollars to transport them out of the Bahamas in order to be disposed of environmentally someplace in the world. Not the United States would not even have taken them. Some third world country may have. So what did they do? They dug holes, and I got this directly from a gentleman who was there when they were trying to get rid of all of this stuff. They dug holes with a backhoe in that area, and they dumped all of that stuff into the ground, and they covered it up with cement.
Well, right up the road by the water plant on the Queens Highway, we have where they brought in a toxic waste, which ruined the papaya and the lime farm that was employing people, giving us some export dollars. You go right in Prentice Point now. What used to be a livelihood for the natives there, they said the traps over there catch all sorts of seafood. That is no more.
Absolutely not.
That is no more. Hawksbill Creek, the infamous Hawksbill Creek Agreement was the worst thing to happen to this island, to the people of the Bahamas, the worst thing. Because if I could say in my lifetime and run Bahamas, I've seen Bahamas cement come and go and left us with a legacy of PCBs. If I could say within the last, say, 30 years, Uniroyal came and left us with untold PCBs in the ground.
Syntax too.
Syntax, the jury's still out on that. If I could say a farming agriculture enterprise was ruined because of toxic waste within the last 30 years, I mean, what else do you need? I mean, what else do you need? I mean, my God, I mean, I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed. I mean, I fear for the safety of my great grandchildren.
Absolutely.
Because when they come, there will be nothing here for them.